picture this. You're standing in the shower.
Okay, setting the scene.
Yeah, the hot water's running.
Yeah.
And you are delivering like the most articulate, brilliant speech of your entire life.
Ooh, I know this feeling.
Right. You are laying out exactly why you deserve a promotion. You have the points perfectly memorized. Your tone is, just that perfect balance of confident but friendly.
It's a total masterpiece.
It is. It really is. But then fast forward to 3 hours later.
Oh.
Yeah. You're sitting across from your manager in your actual meeting, and nothing. The air just leaves your lungs.
You just completely freeze up.
You freeze. The moment passes. You ask about their weekend instead.
And you just go right back to your desk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or worse, you sit at that desk and you watch a less experienced coworker, like someone who seems to spend half their day chatting by the coffee machine. Watch them get the promotion you've been quietly waiting for.
Oh, that is such a painful thing to watch.
It's awful. And why does it happen? Because you told yourself that your hard work would eventually just, speak for itself.
Yeah, that old myth. But if you're listening to this right now and nodding along, if you're feeling that that very specific sting in your gut, your mind is not broken.
It really isn't.
You're not flawed. You are not destined to just be passed over forever. What you're feeling is actually a completely natural, deeply human response.
It's just so common. I mean, think about how often people are promoted just because they are seen.
Yeah.
Right? Not because of what they actually do, but just because they are visible.
Oh, almost always. The biggest reason smart, hardworking people stay stuck in the same exact role for years has almost nothing to do with their actual skills.
Which is wild to think about. It's not about the quality of your work at all.
Barely. It's about perception. And our minds just struggle with that gap so much.
They really do. So I kind of want to unpack the underlying psychology of why we stay quiet, why brilliant people get passed over.
Yeah, let's get into it.
But before we try to fix it, I genuinely want to know why the simple act of bringing up a promotion feels so physically uncomfortable. Like, why does the human mind treat a normal talk about career growth like a literal physical threat?
Because to your body, it kind of is a threat.
I mean, my heart races, my palms get sweaty. It feels like I'm running from a bear in the woods.
Well, to your nervous system, there is very little difference between asking for a raise and running from a bear.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously. Your mind is a survival machine, right?
Yeah.
And it treats direct requests for more status as a huge social risk.
Because you're, like, challenging the group.
Exactly. In our deep past, if you challenge the group to ask for more resources, you risked being rejected.
And rejection meant being left behind.
Right. It meant isolation, which meant literal death. So when you sit down to ask for a promotion today, your mind fires up that exact same survival panic.
Wow. So that's why my voice shakes.
Yeah. It's not a lack of confidence. It's just an ancient survival habit misfiring in a modern office.
That makes so much sense. It
Right.
really takes the shame out of it, But what's fascinating is how this feeling isn't the same for everyone. Like, it shifts depending on what stage of life you're in.
Oh, totally. It's a moving target. Like, think about being in your 20s.
Oh, man, the 20s are rough.
They are. That anxiety is mostly driven by comparison culture.
Yeah.
You look around, you see peers moving up, and you quietly wonder if you're even cut out for it.
You just don't have the track record yet to prove to yourself that you're okay.
Exactly. But then you'd think it gets better in your late 20s and 30s, right?
Yeah, you'd assume you have more confidence with a decade of work.
But actually, the self-doubt often peaks right around then.
Really? Why then?
Because life gets heavy. The pressure converges. Your career gets serious. Maybe long-term relationships are forming. Maybe you're starting a family or buying a home.
Oh, right. The stakes just feel so much higher.
The stakes are huge.
Yeah.
So your mind's threat response is dialed all the way up.
Yeah.
Every single work talk feels like it carries the weight of your entire future.
That is so true. I remember feeling like one bad review would just ruin my life.
Yes. And then, as people move into their late 30s and 40s, a different trap shows up. The bad habits around staying quiet start to feel, like, permanent.
Like, it's just who you are.
Right. You start telling yourself, well, I'm just not someone who talks myself up. That's my personality. I'm a worker, not a talker.
I hear people say that all the time.
Yeah.
But that's a dangerous mindset, isn't it?
It's a myth. Our minds can still change at any age. The parts of your brain that handle social risk, they don't just switch off when you hit 40.
That's a relief.
Honestly, for people over 45, we often see the most amazing shifts. The superficial fears just burn away. People get clarity on what actually matters.
Because they stop caring so much about what other people think.
Exactly. They can finally speak up with real focus because the social friction just doesn't scare them anymore.
I love that. But regardless of age, there are these mental loops that just trap us. Like, putting things off because we want it to be perfect.
Oh, the perfectionism trap. It's a toxic combo.
Right. You delay the talk because you want your argument to be flawless. You tell yourself, I just need to finish this one last project.
Just one more big win.
Yeah, one more big win. And by waiting for perfect, you guarantee the talk never happens at all.
And if you add people-pleasing into that mix, you're totally paralyzed.
Because speaking up feels like you're being annoying.
Right. You feel like you're bothering a busy manager by asking for something for yourself.
So speaking up feels like a physical threat and a social burden. Our default is just to retreat. We put our heads down and just work harder.
Hoping they notice.
Which brings us to, like, the biggest illusion of all. The idea that the work should just speak for itself.
It never does.
I used to think this all the time. If I'm hitting all my goals, isn't it my manager's job to notice and reward me?
It's a nice thought, but it ignores how the real world works. Your manager is not some perfect, all-seeing machine.
No, they're usually just a deeply stressed human being.
Exactly. And pure performance is rarely what gets someone promoted. The real factor is who is perceived as ready by the people who hold the budget.
And to be seen as ready, you have to be visible. But here is the thing that really changed my perception of this. We naturally assume that if we do something massive, like save the company a ton of money in February,
Right?
we assume our manager will obviously remember it in November.
Oh, no. They won't.
They won't. A manager's ability to recall your impact isn't based on the size of the project.
It's based on how recently you talked about it. This is a massive blind spot for us. Our minds just forget things.
It's so true. Your brilliant work from 4 months ago is basically invisible by review time if you haven't brought it up again.
Human memory just fades. It gets overwritten by whatever fire they're putting out this week. What you share in the 2 to 4 weeks right before a formal review carries so much more weight.
Which completely busts the myth of waiting for the annual review to ask for a promotion, right?
Waiting for the annual review is the worst thing you can do.
By the time you sit down for that meeting, the choices were made, the budgets were locked, and the names were sent up the chain months ago.
Right. Showing up to the review to plead your case is like showing up to a race after the medals are already handed out.
That is such a good way to put it. And it busts a second myth, too. The idea that working hard and being visible are the same thing.
They are completely different skills. Excellent, quiet work is beaten all the time by just good work that is clearly and consistently shared.
Okay, so if I shouldn't wait for the yearly review, what do I actually do? Because I don't want to just corner my boss tomorrow and demand a new title.
No, please don't do that.
But I've seen people talk about, like, mapping out a long-term plan. And I have to push back a little here. Doesn't planning a months-long campaign to drop hints about your success feel kind of fake or manipulative?
That is the exact fear everyone has. It feels so unnatural if you aren't used to it. You feel like you're playing politics.
Yeah, like my manager's going to see right through me.
But actually, bringing a structured case isn't scheming. It's seen by leadership as being highly respectful of their time.
Oh, really? How so?
Think about the alternative. Bringing up a promotion vaguely or emotionally out of nowhere because you're fed up.
That's messy.
It's incredibly hard for an overwhelmed manager to deal with that.
Right, because then they have to do the work to figure out why you deserve it.
Precisely. When you bring a clear, timeline-based case, you are handing them the exact tools they need to go fight for you. You're doing their homework for them.
And from a mindset angle, having a plan has to lower your own fear.
Right. Dramatically. A messy, unplanned talk feels terrifying. But a clear process gives your mind a roadmap, which turns off that panic response.
So let's look at how we actually do this. Just building gentle habits. The first step I always hear about is tracking what you do, like building a weekly list of wins.
An inventory, yeah.
But how do we do that without it just becoming a diary of, I answered 80 emails today?
It has to focus on outcomes. Just a simple list of real results, not tasks. And you have to do it weekly because our minds forget. If you try to guess what you did last month, you'll sell yourself short.
We really do underestimate ourselves. And while you're making that list, you also need to find out what your manager actually cares about.
Yes. Not what you think they care about, but what they are actively being judged on by their own boss right now.
Which you can usually find out just by asking them what their biggest headache is this week.
Simple as that.
And once you know that, you move into this phase of just casual check-ins. You're not asking for the big promotion yet.
No big asks. You're just setting up a rhythm of regular positive contact.
Because familiarity builds trust, right? If you only talk to your boss when things are on fire or when you want something, it's always stressful.
Every chat feels heavy. But by setting up a quick, simple check-in every couple of weeks, you normalize talking to them. It lowers the risk for the bigger talks later.
And during these quick chats, you start practicing how to share your wins using facts, right? Instead of vague words.
Exactly. You don't say, I worked really hard on that project. You say, that project boosted our numbers by 20%.
It changes everything. I had a colleague once, let's just call her Sarah.
Okay, Sarah.
She was the classic quiet worker. For years, she crushed her goals, got some praise, but mostly stayed quiet, just waiting to be noticed.
Sounds familiar.
Right. Meanwhile, she watched this much louder but way less skilled coworker get the exact role she wanted.
Because the louder person gave the boss the words to use.
Exactly. But instead of getting bitter, Sarah just changed her habits. She started spending 10 minutes every Friday logging her real outcomes.
Just 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then during a normal chat with her boss, she just laid out 2 recent projects using hard numbers and gently asked, what does readiness for the next level look like for me?
That phrasing is brilliant.
Isn't it? Her manager was stunned. Not because he was a bad guy, but because no one had ever connected the dots for him. By framing it as just gathering info, not demanding a title, she bypassed the threat response for both of them.
She didn't demand a favor. She asked for a map.
Exactly. And once she made her value clear in his language, she got the role.
It works so well. And it leads right into the final part, which is the direct ask. Over a few months, you take on a project that fits the goals you found out about early on.
And when you finally have the big talk, you're not making it up on the spot.
Yeah.
You have your list, the map they gave you, and fresh wins.
And you combine that with a little discipline, setting a clear date to follow up so you aren't checking in every 3 days out of panic.
That discipline is so vital. But I want to talk about the people who struggle the most with this.
Yep.
Like the ultimate people pleasers.
Oh, that's a tough habit to break.
It really is. I knew this guy. He was always saying yes, taking on extra work, jumping in to save the day for everyone else.
The hero syndrome.
Yeah, because we're taught that give and take rules the world. If I help you, you'll help me. So he assumed that being endlessly helpful would automatically make leadership see his real value.
But the workplace doesn't run on pure give and take. It runs on aligned focus.
Exactly. Being helpful and being visible are totally different things.
They really are. His trap is so common. You bury your own growth under everyone else's favors.
So how did he break out of it?
Well, people like that don't have to become mean or selfish. They just have to get picky. Start saying no to the small things that don't serve the boss's main goals.
Free up that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Free up the time to focus on what the leaders actually care about. When you present a clear case tied to their goals, you break out of that helpful assistant box.
You become a leader yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have the mindset, we understand the habits, we know how to navigate the casual chats and the big ask, but we have to talk about the physical side of this.
The body.
Because it's like training for a big race. You can have the perfect route mapped out, but if you show up in flip-flops on 2 hours of sleep, you are going to crash.
Oh, for sure.
How do we make sure our bodies and our spaces don't betray us when it's time to actually have the talk?
The physical side is where so many good plans fall apart. Let's just start with sleep and caffeine.
My 2 favorite topics.
Right. When you don't sleep, it directly hurts your clear thinking. The part of your mind that handles complex social stuff just shuts down.
So if you go in tired, you're doomed.
If you go in exhausted, your ancient panic brain takes over. You're physically primed to sound defensive if your manager pushes back even a little bit.
And what do we always do when we're exhausted before a big meeting? We drink like 3 cups of coffee.
Which is the absolute worst thing you can do in this specific moment.
Because it makes you jittery.
Yes, caffeine makes you feel awake, but it also dumps adrenaline into your system right before you need to be calm and delicate.
Oh, wow. So you're manually triggering the panic.
Exactly. Your heart rate spikes, your voice gets shaky, your thoughts get totally messy. Taking a short walk before the meeting is so much better for your resilience than pounding coffee.
I never thought about it like that, but it makes perfect sense. And our space matters just as much, right? Like the actual friction of doing the prep work.
Oh, totally. If it's hard to do, you won't do it.
Right. Like if you have to hunt through 4 folders to find your win list, you just won't update it on a Friday afternoon. You have to put it somewhere impossible to ignore, like right on your desktop.
Make it easy for yourself. And here's a habit I love. Block out 15 minutes on your calendar right before your check-in, just to talk to yourself.
Like out loud.
Out loud. In a quiet room. You have to literally say the words and the numbers out loud.
That feels so silly, though.
It feels silly, but it works. Hearing your own voice say the words calms your nervous system down. It burns off that excess adrenaline before you sit across from your boss.
That is such a good trick. We also have to talk about our digital space, especially when it comes to comparison culture.
Oh, you have to protect your focus fiercely.
It's so easy to get dragged down.
It is. You have to limit your scrolling on social media right before these talks, even looking at company chat channels where people announce their new roles.
Because seeing other people win makes you feel like you're losing.
It completely messes up your focus. It drains the calm clarity you need to build your own case. You walk into the room feeling defeated before you even open your mouth.
Which leads right into those bad habits we really have to break, like waiting for perfect timing.
Perfect timing is just an illusion.
It is. It's fear disguised as being careful.
Yeah.
There's never a perfect time to ask for more money or a bigger role. You just have to do it.
And another trap, complaining to your peers instead of your boss.
Oh, venting. We all love venting.
It feels so good in the moment. It releases the tension, but it does zero actual work because that info never reaches the person who can actually change your pay.
You're just spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
And what about after the meeting? The waiting is the hardest part.
The worst habit is checking in too much after the ask. The waiting is agony, I know. But pinging your boss every 2 days to say any updates just spikes your own panic.
And it makes you look kind of desperate.
It does. It doesn't speed anything up. That's why agreeing on a set date to follow up is so vital for your own peace of mind.
So, when we step back and look at all of this, the biology of why we sweat, the memory gaps of our managers, and the gentle habits to fix it, what does it all really mean?
I think it means taking your power back.
Yeah, it means your growth isn't just a place you magically arrive at because you worked hard. It's a direction.
A daily choice.
Exactly. It's chosen daily through small, quiet habits, writing down one win on a Friday, changing a vague word to a hard number in an email, practicing a sentence out loud in your car. It's the shift from hoping you're noticed to just gently making yourself visible.
It's about owning your story and realizing your manager actually needs your help to fight for you.
They can't do it alone. But what happens when it doesn't go perfectly? I think we need to talk about that. Think about the times you've asked for a step up or a raise and just been told no.
It hurts.
It hurts so much. Our immediate instinct is to take that rejection as a permanent judgment of our worth. We think, I'm just not good enough.
We internalize it completely.
We really do. But usually a no in this context is just about bad timing, or a tight budget cycle, or shifting priorities way above your manager's head.
It rarely has anything to do with your actual value.
Right. So ask yourself, how would your mindset change tomorrow if you truly believed a no was just a scheduling issue, rather than a reflection of your worth?
These thoughts, these questions, they don't have to stop here. Geeks Mindset has many more podcasts and videos just like this one. Subscribe to the channel and explore other episodes. They all flow the same thoughtful way. If this podcast felt genuinely useful to you, share it with even one person in your life. That one share can bring a real change in someone's life. And it helps Geeks Mindset reach more people who truly need this. If this brought you real value, look for the join button right next to the Geeks Mindset logo below this video. Click it and become a member of the Mindset Support Circle. Your support helps honest mindset awareness reach thousands who are silently struggling. Geeks Mindset moves forward because of you. Thank you so much from the heart for being here.